Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 11 in the latest Floodlights pack colorway. Now included with the shoes inside the box is a string bag. You can see it is dark purple in color with orange Mercurial graphics on the front and then features slightly lighter purple strings, and of course you get the shoes themselves in this very interesting purple and orange combo colorway. Of course, in today's video, we are going to take a detailed look at the colorway itself. We're going to talk tech specs, performance, take a look at the weight of the shoe, as well as take a look at how these things fit and feel on feet. So if you are interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, there'll be a little pop-up on screen, or you can check out the first link down below in the description, and that'll take you directly to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $230 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, pop up on screen, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now the list of colors used is the same as what you're going to find from the Floodlights pack Superfly 5. Purple Dynasty, Bright Citrus, Hyper Grape, and Total Crimson, 2 shades of orange, and 2 shades of purple. Now, I'm not personally too crazy about this color combo, but I will say it looks a lot better in person. And because of the difference in materials for the upper, this being synthetic and the Superfly being Flyknit, the colors themselves, and obviously the pattern, because the colors are printed kind of very solid on this particular shoe versus having the colors within the knitted upper on the Superfly, this just looks a lot cleaner to me and more vibrant in general, and actually looks pretty good. So I do prefer this particular Floodlights pack Mercurial over the Superfly 5, but that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. So for the majority of the upper, you do have that kind of lighter, more vibrant purple color. And then of course you have these horizontal stripes in a bright orange and black, which the two colors actually accent quite well with each other. The actual Nike swoosh on either side of the shoe starts as that darker orange and then fades to the lighter orange towards the back, which is kind of cool. Same thing here on the medial side, as you can see. You can have the Mercurial branding right here in kind of that lighter orange shade, the little purple pinstriping going down the back of the shoe, which looks pretty good. Where the tongue would normally be across the top, you do have that darker purple color. Same thing goes for the laces, ACC and Nike swoosh branding there in orange. And then moving on to the bottom, you do have the darker purple for the sole plate itself, and then translucent orange studs. And overall, again, for a combination of colors, the purple and orange, I'm not too crazy about. This actually looks pretty good on the Vapor 11, especially in person. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the Mercurial Vapor 11, in my opinion, is the best Vapor that Nike has put out so far. In today's video, we're going to be going over the basics as far as what you should know in regards to performance features of this shoe. But if you guys do want as much information as possible, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen to my playtest video where I talk a little bit more about the performance, and of course you get to see the shoes in action as well. So if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. Now, unlike the Superfly 5, which a lot of people view as the best Mercurial, even though there are two top-end models, the Superfly and the Vapor, which I have right here, that are both very good shoes. I wouldn't consider one to be better than the other. They're just different things. If you like kind of the mid-cut, Flyknit upper, that's something that you're really into, then obviously the Superfly 5 is probably what you're interested in. But if you're more after that kind of classic Mercurial feel, something that the Vapor has always been, Tasian synthetic upper, super thin, really tight fitting, that's kind of what the Vapor has on offer. It's more of a true barefoot experience versus the Superfly 5, which is kind of more so something that is all new from a technical and feel standpoint, if that makes any sense. I do have a comparison video between the Vapor and the Superfly, so if you want to check that out as well, I will again leave a little pop-up on screen. So the upper is a Tasian synthetic on this particular shoe, which is very thin. There's really no padding to the upper at all, so it has a very pingy, kind of responsive true barefoot feel, if you will. They did maintain the speed rib texturing that you can see printed within the actual colors on the upper. And when you get up close, you can see it pretty clearly in the Nike swoosh. There is kind of a ribbed texturing across the surface. It's not very noticeable in terms of touch on the ball. I guess it's a little bit more in terms of friction, so you do get slightly more grip because of the texturing, but other than that, it's not something that I think is going to have a major impact. Once you wear them a couple times, you get used to it. It's something that you stop noticing entirely. The upper finish itself is relatively smooth. There's not a whole lot of extra grip here, but you do have ACC all conditions control acting as your wet control element, although I wouldn't necessarily consider that to be a major performance feature. Inside, you do have a smooth synthetic leather liner, and then of course a one-piece design for the upper itself. So the laces run through the middle, but as you can see, it's kind of seamless in terms of not having a true tongue. So this center material is a little bit padded and a little bit kind of elasticated, whereas the rest of the upper is pretty solid and provides a pretty responsive feel. Even without using any kind of flywire support cable system, it doesn't really need that, but it has that nice, tight, perfect wrap of your foot. Super thin, and again, it's like a synthetic pair of socks, if you will. Not quite as sock-like as a Superfly, but a little bit firmer, a little bit more locked in, and certainly thinner than what you'll find from a pair of Superflies. Low cut in the heel, which is kind of typical of the Mercurial Vapor. We've never had anything else. So standard low cut, internal plastic heel counter, smooth synthetic leather liner at the back. So pretty straightforward in that regard. The insole fully removable. I'll give you guys a look at that. It's a mesh liner on top, and it's made from a single layer of this ortholite foam. Same thing you will find on the actual Superfly. And then of course, moving on to the sole plate, which is also identical to that of the Superfly 5. This is the Nike Plate sole plate, which uses a special manufacturing process that allows them to make this entire sole plate out of one single layer of material, as opposed to being layered. Now, because of this particular manufacturing process, it allows Nike to actually add shape to the base of the sole plate as opposed to being entirely flat. So if you can imagine this desk as a standard sole plate and my hand being a foot resting on top, because it's flat, there is that potential. It's very easy for my foot to slide from side to side on the base of that sole plate. If you can imagine my hand sinking into this table ever so slightly, it wouldn't be able to slide from side to side. And that's kind of what's happening with this particular sole plate. There's little dips in the forefoot and heel, not as extreme as you might think, but you sit in the sole plate as opposed to directly on top. And when you combine that with the tight fit of this one-piece upper, you get an extremely locked in, very responsive one-to-one sensation when you wear this shoe. And when you talk about how light the shoe is as well, you combine all that together, you get a truly kind of barefoot one-to-one reaction time experience from the Vapor 11. I would say it does that even better than what you get from the Superfly 5, and that's a very good shoe when it comes to just overall responsiveness. As far as the stud pattern is concerned, this is of course the firm ground variation, and it's the same stud pattern you'll get across the entire Mercurial line. It's the new one for the current generation. It features these chevron shaped studs, all pretty similar in length, all identical in size. The only thing that does vary is obviously their position and the angle at which they're positioned as well. Overall though, the traction pattern is very aggressive in terms of just providing very good multi-directional bite. I would say it's the most aggressive stud pattern you can get for use on natural grass from any brand right now. Very good stud pattern, and kind of what the Mercurial line has been known for. If you've worn Mercurials in the past and you like the aggressive traction that they provide, you're very likely to enjoy what this one has on offer as well. When it comes to weight, the Vapor 11 is one of the lightest shoes available at the moment. So of course, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna weigh them for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind that this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're gonna throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at a very lightweight 5.9 ounces, the equivalent of 168 grams. So just under the 6 ounce mark, which like I said, is as light as it gets for any kind of regular shoe that's not a limited edition release that's actually going to be fairly durable. This shoe should hold up well. It provides a super lightweight, responsive feel on your feet. And again, if you're just prioritizing something that's super thin and super light, the Vapor 11 should be at the top of your list. It is lighter than the Superfly 5 as well, by the way. And again, just a very good option in general when it comes to overall performance. All right, so here is a look at the Vapor 11s on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock laces that come with the shoes. And on my right foot, I have a pair of Orange Punch reflective SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description that'll take you directly to that website. So if you are interested, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, typical of the Mercurial Vapor, it does have a very tight kind of second skin, perfect wrap around your foot where there's no extra space on the inside of the shoe. The upper itself is very thin, but doesn't feel plasticky or rigid against your foot, which is pretty nice. It's got a good flexibility overall, being that it is so thin. So that's definitely a very good thing. The feel underfoot, because of that kind of anatomically shaped sole plate, again, you'll notice for the first couple of minutes of wearing them, but it is something that will immediately go away. But it definitely does add to the overall kind of locked in one-to-one connection to the shoe, if that makes any sense. The one-piece upper really does a good job of kind of eliminating any gaps and just giving you a nice consistent feel across the top of the foot. And again, if you're a fan of what the Mercurial Vapor has offered in the past, it's more or less more of the same here, but in a slightly different package with, I guess, the latest and greatest in what they have to offer tech-wise. As far as fit is concerned, it has a super tight fit. So if you like really tight fitting shoes, there's a lot to like about the Vapor 11. It's probably one of the best, if not the best, super tight fitting shoe available right now. Definitely not a good option for wide feet, but if you have worn Vapors in the past, you're unlikely to have any issues fitting into the current Vapor 11. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the Floodlights pack Nike Mercurial Vapor 11. If you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can either click the little eye in the corner of the screen or the very first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you will find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $230 retail price. If you have any questions at all regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.